Salutations internet, Margaret here. With Warlords of Draenor launching, we thought it'd be fitting to go over 5 of our most memorable boss fights in World of Warcraft. Ask anyone what they remember most about vanilla raiding, and we're confident that Nefarian will be on that list. Why? Class-based effects, unique and memorable. Sure, you fought through waves of draconids, had to survive his landing AoE, don't forget your Onyxia cloak, and the zombie draconids in Phase 3. But the class-specific debuffs could be brutal. Imagine hunters being called out and having to remove their bows. Failure to do so would cause the weapon to lose all of its durability. Or what about druids being stuck in cat form and unable to heal? Did we mention 40 people? Next up is Cthulhu. This giant evil eye is the final boss in Temple of Ahn'Qiraj, and was the bane of a raider's existence back in the day. His initial encounter design was actually bugged and believed to be unbeatable, as premier raiding guilds failed time and time again for weeks to take him down. Even post-fix, his laser beams, tentacles, and countless variables made it an epic fight. Not to mention you had to coordinate 40 individuals to take him down. He was considered the most difficult raid boss in the game until release of original Naxxramas. Moving on to Kael'Thas Sunstrider. The last of a dynasty of High Elf kings. From caster tanks and life-saving item usage to frequent aggro resets, this Burning Crusade fight had it all. It's a 5-phase fight that required patience, perfect coordination, and enough DPS to burn through his 4 advisors twice, summoned legendary weapons, and finally Kael'Thas himself. Did we mention you don't even get to touch him until Phase 4? Stats show that Kael'Thas was one of the biggest hurdles at the time for guilds trying to reach Tier 6 content. The Lich King had numerous cameos throughout most of your Northrend adventures. He showed up in a number of dungeons and played a significant part in the subjugation of Xuldrak, the old Troll Kingdom. The second expansion for World of Warcraft came to a climax as you and your friends charged into Icecrown Citadel and confronted Arthas and his most powerful minions. The fight starts off with Arthas handily dispatching Tyrion Fordring, to your knowledge the most powerful paladin currently alive, with relative ease. The first phase was a simple burn with ghoul adds. In the next phase, Arthas released a massive frost spell, dealing raid-wide damage over a period of time. After surviving shadowy reflections and summoned ghosts that dealt insane amounts of damage if they reached their target, Arthas casted Fury of Frostmourne, a spell that killed the entire raid. After a long roleplay, Tyrion breaks his frosty bonds and shatters Frostmourne as Arthas tries to resurrect players as his undead servants. Arthas' father returns to revive the raid, who then continues beating Arthas' floating body like a piñata. Everyone in Ventrilo screaming in excitement at the loot to come. The uncut scene was a fulfilling moment. Players had spent months and months chasing Arthas and his forces across Northrend, finally beating them back to the snowy vestiges of Icecrown. The final boss we want to cover is none other than Lord Rhyolith, who was one of the most interesting boss fights in Cataclysm. Why? Rhyolith was steerable. Yes, he was able to be driven by either hitting his left or right leg, like a giant molten bus. His platform was surrounded by lava, and if he reached it, he would start drinking it, and begin spewing it all over the raid, causing an instant wipe. It was the responsibility of one raider to stick to his legs and steer Rhyolith away from the lava and into tiny active volcanoes. These volcanoes would explode and cause Rhyolith to take more damage. After about 8 to 10 volcanoes had been trotted over, Rhyolith would reach about 30% health and lose all of his armor, and essentially turn into a punching bag. But getting to that 30% was the truly trying task. Whether you raided in World of Warcraft or another game, what was your most memorable boss fight? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. Enjoy the game!